Here we are. Right now, number 20.
All
This is
right.
Jeremy. How you doing, Jeremy?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Cheers.
Cheers.
Jeremy was a good sport. His tea's really hot. Didn't want to drink it this morning. Not yet. But you brought it anyway, just so you could have it in the show.
Well, that way I could share.
Exactly. I knew people were going to ask. That's
Yeah,
why.
yeah.
They didn't have it. They'd be like, where's his drink? But what are you drinking this morning? Tea?
So I got some Irish breakfast tea.
Oh, nice.
Something that I think is a little higher on the caffeine side because I need it this morning. I'm a little tired.
Okay, I feel you. I feel you on that. I'm drinking my regular coffee. You're throwing me off here. We were just talking before we started filming that my son is having like a proxy St. Patrick's Day. So they're all wearing green at school today because it's on Saturday. So I legitimately thought today was St. Patrick's Day this morning. I was like, oh, I got to put green on. Maybe I'll grab a green pen. And then I saw you're wearing green. You got Irish tea. I'm just all thrown off. But
Live it throughout the whole year.
That's awesome. So Jeremy, can you tell everybody like who you are? What do you do here?
So I'm Jeremy. I am the data analyst here at Goulet Pens. So basically I kind of take the information from our systems and put it together into big picture things for you guys to be able to make the decisions.
Yes, you cram everything in a bunch of spreadsheets and databases and try to make sense out of lots and lots and lots of numbers.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you brought some pens here, you know, but what's most interesting is I've talked before in like Q&A and stuff like that, maybe a couple of weeks ago. People ask like, hey, does everybody, you know, who works at Goulet, are they like really avid pen fans? And then it's like a dream come true when they work here. And I mentioned that like pretty much nobody who works here knew about fountain pens before they started, but you are kind of the exception because you were a customer before. So you got to tell your story a little bit because it's such a cool story.
Okay. So, I guess everything kind of started thanks to my high school art teacher, Mrs. Richards, who got me into like dip pen and ink.
Okay.
And then a couple of years later, I wound up inheriting my grandfather's Esterbrook pen. And it's a vintage, like I think this one's from 54 or so.
Wow. Okay.
And it's, it's kind of a small pen, compared to like the Nemesign. And
what kind of nib do you have on that pen? Because you can like swap those nibs out, right? Like that was kind of Esterbrook's jam.
Yeah. So I have the, I think it's called like the accounting nib or bookkeeping nib. It's basically the finest nib that they have.
Okay. Cool.
So, because that's how I like my pens. It's super extra fine.
Okay. So you're at a fine. Do you kind of lean towards extra fines on your?
Oh yeah.
On most of your pens.
Yeah. Any pen I get the finest that I can find.
Interesting. Okay. Is that just the way you like to write, or is it a paper?
I have really small handwriting, so
if
anything like a medium, I feel like I have to write like this in order to
get wild. You're crazy.
But yeah. So then having that, kind of keeping an eye out for things over the years, I saw Goulet pens come up on the radar, and so in 2013 placed my first order, and so I was kind of a customer from there, and then in 2016 got hired.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a cool experience to be able to go, be following like the newsletters and everything, and then be able to go, wow, I'm coming back to Virginia, so I can work here. This is really cool.
Because you were living in Georgia at the time, right?
At the time I was in Georgia.
Yeah.
My last job kind of took me all over Jersey and Texas and Georgia and Maryland. So
there you go.
It's nice to be able to come back home to Virginia.
So you're like an inspiration for people, because a lot of times whenever we post an open position, people are like, oh, I live in Tennessee, or I live so far away, I can never wait.
Right.
But you are a case study here for you could live far away, be a customer, and maybe end up working here.
Hey, follow your dreams.
There you go. So has your pen interest increased, decreased, or stayed the same since you've started working here?
Oh, it's increased. As has my collection.
What a shock.
So yeah. So yeah, some people kind of wonder sometimes, is it like you start being around pens all the time, you get tired of it? No, I'm still very much into the whole fountain pen thing, and I have way too many pens at this point. So
how many pens do you have, if you had to guess?
I don't need to guess. I keep a spreadsheet. It's that bad.
What a shock.
Yeah, also being a data guy. So
yeah, right.
It's in the neighborhood of about 60 at the moment.
60?
Yeah.
I didn't realize you had that many pens.
Not all of them are like. So I have some like really like cruddy, cheapy pens that I got for like nib grinding and things to practice on.
Okay,
So,
okay.
technically they're in my collection, but they're probably not ones I'm ever going to really use.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah, but they're in there, so I count them.
Yeah. Do you mess around with any like nib type stuff? Or?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
I took the nib tuning class last year with Richard Bender at the DC Pen Show.
Okay.
And so kind of from learning from that, looking up some stuff online, I have a number of pens that, like you guys have given us for free that have been like mediums and things. And I'm like, well, let me see if I can make a fine or an extra fine out of that.
Okay.
So, getting some practice doing that.
Gotcha. How's that going for you?
Not too bad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's not like rocket science, right? Like the nib
No.
stuff. It's just metal and, practice.
The hardest part is getting it to write smoothly once I get it ground down.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, I feel that.
But yeah.
Cool. Okay. Do you have it inked at the moment? I'm curious.
I do. I have.
Okay.
What did I put in there? I forget. I might have. I know I think it's a shade of blue.
All right. Let's write a little bit because I want to see your tiny writing.
Oh.
Whoops.
So.
Drop my pen. Wow, you do write pretty small.
So this would be my normal writing if I were writing something for myself.
Okay.
And so I have diamine damson in here. That's what I got.
Okay.
So it's actually kind
that's
of like
cool.
a.
It's like a dark purple.
Yeah, dark
dusty
purple.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's one that I haven't used that in years. But it's a really good color. I like that one for like when you write a lot on one page.
Mm-hmm.
The read back is really nice.
Yes.
It's not a super like saturated bright color. So
And it's not so dark that it gives you like contrast problems and stuff too.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I really like it.
Very cool.
So yeah.
And the other Esterbrook's that we have here, these are ones that I had actually picked up, probably 5 years ago or so. And then when you brought yours out, I was like, I think I have a couple of Esterbrook's. I couldn't even remember what they were.
Yeah.
But you helped to inform me as to what they are. So I guess I have the Esterbrook J.
Yes, which is kind of a
slightly bigger.
Yeah.
And then the SJ, which is slightly smaller. So we got like a nice little family, a nice little collection going on in here.
There we go.
And Esterbrook was like, this was like the Pilot Metropolitan of the day, or like the Lamy
Yep.
Safari back in the day. It was like more affordable. You could swap the nibs.
Mm-hmm.
Really popular style. And there's still a ton of them around too, from what I understand.
Yeah.
So like you go to pen shows and stuff, you can get them for relatively inexpensively, right?
Yeah. Usually in the range of like 30 to 50, depending on various things. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you went to the DC Pen Show last year, right?
Yes.
So that was that the first pen show that you'd ever been to?
Yes.
So tell me what that was like as somebody who's like been into pens for a long time, worked here, and then got to see, because you're dealing in like spreadsheets and numbers. You're not really interacting directly with our customers on a daily basis.
Right.
What was it like to see other like pen people all gathered in one place?
It was really cool, and in a way it was a little bit of overload because there was so much stuff there.
Oh yeah.
That, like I started out going like really slowly through stuff and like really looking at stuff, and I realized, oh, I've been here for 2 hours already and I've barely moved through like this aisle of it. So I started like going through real fast, but then it just becomes a blur.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just really cool though to see all the vintage stuff there, see a bunch of the new stuff there. So yeah, and then wishing I had more of an allowance to be able to get more
Always.
things.
I think we all feel that way.
Yeah.
Is more of your collection vintage, or is it modern, or has that changed or shifted? Because we only deal modern here.
Right. So most of it is modern. I really only have 2 vintage pens. This one and a Schaefer Snorkel.
Okay.
And then other than that, everything else is, post 2006 or 7 or something.
Okay.
So yeah.
Cool. The Snorkel's pretty cool, right?
It is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the few vintage pens that I have, just because the technology is so cool. I had to pick one up.
Yeah.
I got that.
It's a really complicated on the inside type of pen. So
yeah.
I hope it never breaks because I'll just have to send it somewhere to get it fixed.
Yeah. Well, there's people that know how to fix it, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So what is kind of like your everyday pen? Do you have like one pen that you use, or do you? With that many pens, do you rotate
I definitely
them out?
rotate through.
Yeah?
So I have a hard time even finishing out an entire fill before I'm going, I want to change the anchor, I want to change the pen. So yeah, probably at least once a week I'm changing out to something else, and I have probably 7 or 8 inked up at a time.
Awesome.
So just I grab whatever's handy and whatever's kicking around at the moment.
Do you keep them all at your desk, or do you use it at home too? Do you like travel with them?
I usually carry the ones that are inked up with me, and then all my uninked ones are here.
Okay.
So my sister was kind enough to give me a nice little, almost like a cigar box type stand and drawer to put a bunch of them in. So,
yeah, you got a nice little thing going on your desk.
Yeah.
There. That's pretty cool. So being that you were a customer first and now you're here, has your perception of Goulet pens changed at all? I mean, obviously you're pretty bought in here.
Yes.
You've been here for a couple of years now. What's different about it, like from what you perceived from the outside as a customer versus now that you're here?
Actually, what surprised me the most was how exactly like it appears on the outside, it is on the inside.
Interesting.
So,
okay.
because, a lot of times you get like, a company and especially, a face person that's like very much has a public persona, and then you meet them and it's like, oh, that's not the person I thought they were. Or, the company's actually not, the same as I thought they were. You like
peel away the layers and you're like, oh, this is kind of shady actually.
Yeah. And coming here was almost weird and eerie how similar the public persona is to what it's actually like being here.
Okay.
The people here are just amazingly friendly and just like really care about each other. It's really, really cool.
That's cool. That's cool. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Promise I didn't prompt him to say that. No, that was cool. That's awesome, Jeremy. Cool, man. Well, that's about all I have for you here this morning. I really appreciate you coming on, though.
Cool. Thanks for having me.
I almost wore that like same type of flannel shirt. I think you have more like accidental twin days than anybody else around here.
Yeah, I twinned yesterday with Christian, and then so.
That was almost us this morning.
Yes.
But I just said like the sixth sense that you were going to wear a green flannel shirt this morning. So I was like, I'm going to avoid it. I think I wore mine yesterday, actually.
Yes.
But anyway, I did, yeah. Anyway, thanks for coming on, man.
All right, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Everybody, have a great day. Right on.
Take care.